But with you, yeah, same time. Hey, keep playing around, get your head. Don't wanna live right, well, alright, leave you dead wrong. Hey, well, okay. I catch the dog, he getting the beat like it's Dre, like the money in the bank. You better play where it's safe. Told him belly fill his tank, run up to the next stage. I get down, I get dirty, catch him on the club. Thinking he gon' get a pass from the slimy summer. Hungry for it, see an issue and I rub my stomach. Enough paper to make a book, I could get it published. What? You gonna believe me? Think for brown skin, real can see them. Got get it, go retrieve it, the short small. When that's from Cali with the cheetah print out white curve. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Houston Texans. We are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. These two teams met in Indy earlier in the year with the Colts coming out on top. So a win here in Houston would give them the season sweep. Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 8. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Ready. First and 10, Taylor now. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Hey, look at the defense for these Texans. They enter play one from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll leave them with third and a full yard to go. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
While you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well. To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
Intercepted. The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. Now he's free to midfield. How about this? He's to the 10. Touchdown, Houston. Devon Achane. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Texans take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Here now, 2nd and 4. They'll look to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 59 yards. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed, it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, either are.
Alec Pierce with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Well, we've talked about it before. You know, this jet sweep, something a lot of teams like to run nowadays, and this one winds up in the end zone.
And it is all about creating different ways to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And wasn't it interesting that prior to this game, the head coach told us, I saw this sitting in my chair watching a Tuesday night college game and decided to implement it myself.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8. Achane here, they stay on the ground. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Third and 4. Stroud looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Texans had 5 and 11 on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
Taking a shot for Dell here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. You look at this Colt defense. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Hey, check that.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
These two teams all tied after 1. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go.
Now a first carry here for the running back. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. On an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Colts send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop him with authority. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future as they look ahead to the offseason. What spots do they maybe need to fill?
I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. This one complete to Christian Kirk. His first catch there. Good for 10 yards and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And Stroud now to throw. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Stroud to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Only 3 there on the screen at second down.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
2nd and 13. Looking middle, and he's got Ibuka. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll drop the throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Colts. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Texans 7.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Throwing now is Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Higgins. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
And the Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Stroud. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's Stroud. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. The throwing again is Stroud. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Ready?
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 42. 23 yards the pickup there. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Start. Let go.
He'll look to throw. To the right side, catch made by Ibuka. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, ready?
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Cowboy 80. Let's go.
Back to throw again. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a one-touchdown game.
One of the few things that hasn't gone right in this first half. They had a chance there for late points, but this one winds up off the mark.
Now Stroud. Got his man, Dell. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit.
A 55-yard attempt.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing. And
there he goes, right side. Touchdown, Houston. Devon Achane with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 17-14.
17. Colts 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
First down, Indianapolis.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 36. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. And it's never going to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that. Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And he will not be able to get the first, as he can get this only down to the 5. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. The kick by Bass is good. And that will tie things at 17 all. So we're back to even after the short field goal. CD, you like the decision to kick it there?
Well, I'm glad you asked me if I like it and didn't ask me if I love it, because I'm not even sure I like it, but I do get it. First job on this drive, tie the game. They did that. But now they've got to put a challenge to their offense and say, can't settle for 3 anymore, guys. We've got to get the ball in the end zone from here on out.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's going to be pretty tough for them to match their efficiency, Charles, in that last possession, needing only the 1 play to find the end zone on the rushing touchdown.
Yeah, they got that together collectively, didn't they? Total group effort. Although the guy toting the rock, he gets all the credit. It was blocked up so well. The only thing stopping him was running into the goalpost in the back of the end zone.
2nd and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 169 yards rushing for him so far as this terrific season continues here. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Looking to throw. Stroud. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Stroud sets up the play action. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A shotgun handoff now, middle to the 27-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. Back to throw. Stroud. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked up by Chris Barnes. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Here we go, here we go. Huh.
Now back to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have a Colts first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
There's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Huh. 18 Cardinals.
They'll look to throw again. This is caught. Touchdown. Alec Pierce. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Colts have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. Here's Bass now for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And this offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Stroud. Over the middle, complete. That's Higgins. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Stroud looking to throw. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun is a give to Achane. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Stroud. Open man, that's Collins. He's got it. And they'll get him to the ground. And he has another first down at the Colts 19. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And he's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins from 19 yards away. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Open man is Ibuka. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
2nd and 4. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Indianapolis.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. On second down, they'll run it here. And it goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. 66 yards rushing for him now to this point.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
60 Vikings.
Out of the gun now on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Hey, check that. Street.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. They'll come up now, 2nd and 9.
Go.
They'll drop the throw. That's taken in by Watson. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Pat the street.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth. Important extra point up and through. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Here's 1st and 10. Stroud. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasures and save a timeout. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Stroud to throw it. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Achane gets it from the gun. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Stroud. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflated.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. And they'll indeed take a knee. What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.